Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the analysis of YOLENO TV. I hope you well from wherever you're watching this channel. Now, EDWIN SIFUNA has launched a third force.
Reports that the team dubbed Kenya Moa is set to fund the anti-RUTO political gospel.
And going by what I'm seeing on the Daily Nation, already it's written that EDWIN SIFUNA launched Kenya Moa. Now this, based on what is going on, is a third force. We are currently aware about one term, then we are aware about two term. But the Kenya Moa, according to EDWIN SIFUNA, is a formation of everyone who wants to unseat William Samoei Ruto. Now, let me take you through an article here that has already been shared by the Daily Nation. This is just a segment of the newspaper. It says, a group of youthful opposition politicians has unveiled a new political formation dubbed Kenya Moa, positioning itself as an alternative youth-led leadership platform to address Kenya's growing governance challenges. The movement, led by ODM Secretary General EDWIN SIFUNA. So that's just part of the newspaper, what has been written, and it's under the column for politics. Now, what is happening is that these statements have been derived from the statement that EDWIN SIFUNA shocked Kenyans with.
I will read all the resolutions that are made by organs of ODM except one. Lakini siku ile watapitisha ati chama cha ODM kitaunga Kasongo mkono mwaka wa 2027. Hiyo nataka niseme mbele yenu na mbele ya Mwenyezi Mungu, hiyo sisomi. Watu wote ambao watatusaidia kwa hii shughuli ya kutoa Kasongo mamlakani, hakuna mtu tutakataa kuongea na yeye. Ndugu yangu Natembea, mimi nataka nikuambie kama ndugu yako, hakuna mtu atanikataza kuongea na mheshimiwa Natembea ama kuongea na yeye katika safari.
Now in this analysis, ladies and gentlemen, I want us to focus exactly on Sifuna's move. I am as sure as every other person that Sifuna is on his way out of ODM. And that was confirmed in the statement he made during Trans Nzoia visit, and that was in reaction to Sam Atandi. And I shared a video on that in a previous analysis. So in this analysis, ladies and gentlemen, let us focus on the statements and the attendees and why we think that Sifuna will not last in ODM. But first and foremost, before we do that, kindly take this opportunity to like this video, subscribe to our channel if you're not subscribed before, and to our existing subscribers, thank you so much for your support. The first point, or the first indicator in Sifuna's statement, is the fact that Sifuna said that he will talk with anyone who wants to unseat William Ruto, and that is including someone like the governor of Trans Nzoia County, and I'm talking about Natembea. Now, again, on the side of Natembea, you look at Natembea's game plan, it's like Natembea also wants to shift away from DAP Kenya. If the statements that have been coming from Natembea lately are anything to go by, then Natembea is also planning on how to move away from DAP Kenya. And that was confirmed in the confrontation that was witnessed during the week between Natembea and Peter Keisalasia, and that forced a reaction from the party leader of DAP Kenya, and that is Eugene Wamalwa. So Natembea's move to want to run away from DAP Kenya, and Sifuna's move to say that he's going to dissociate himself with any debate on support of William Ruto. And if you look at Muchomba's also, Gadhono Muchomba's also inclusion in this Kenya Moa formation, then one thing for sure is that this is a youth-led formation. They are trying to coin a new slogan to rival the two slogans that have been taking center stage. I'm talking about the two-term one and the one-term. Of course, when you hear the two-term, that is for a faction led by William Ruto. The one term is for the faction led by Rigathi Gachagua. Now, Something else about this formation is that they are trying to take advantage of the fact that there was some reaction somewhere, especially in the diaspora, when Rigathi was confronted with other people in the diaspora who were asking him, why would people trust the same people who have been in government? People have been in government, have just coalesced under a new name and say they want to bring changes to the government. That is a scenario that Rigathi Gachagua was confronted with in the diaspora. So I'm looking at this new formation, SIFUNA, couple of leaders, especially some from ODM party. So Kenya Moa is the faction, the third force that wants to unseat William Samoei Ruto. Now, let's look at this game plan, whether it's going to work to their advantage or it's going to work to their disadvantage. Because one thing for sure is that Kenya Moa is going to split the votes. Now we have three factions. Take note of these three factions. We have two-term here, we have the one-term, and then we have the Kenya Moa. Let's assume all of them front someone. Don't you think this is going to work to William Ruto's advantage? Because Kenya Moa will be people who shall have left the one-term faction, and some of them from the ODM faction coalesce to form another force. Take note of this. If that should happen, and it's going to happen anyway, that will reduce the votes that are supposed to remove William Ruto from office. Now, if that should happen, then it means in the first run, maybe mshindi atapatikana, and lakini again it might force another rerun. But should this Kenya Moa stick to the one-term faction, don't you think that they are going to give William Ruto a run for his money? So I think the Kenya Moa faction that EDWIN SIFUNA has launched, it's a good move. It is a good move because it will bring together the disgruntled people within this other faction, within the one-term faction, within the two-term faction. Some of them who have divergent opinion might coalesce and form one. But let's also note that this can spoil the chances of the one-term faction winning. Because again, remember, it is 50+1. So if these three factions share equal votes, then there's a problem. So let's not also rule out the possibility of a 1992 kind of tactic being played now. What if that is what is happening now? What if these people have come together to try to create a narrative that they want to force William Ruto out, but in real sense, they are trying to split votes? What if that happens, ladies and gentlemen? I'm not saying that it is happening, but anything can happen in politics. So just go below on the comment section and tell us what to think about the move by EDWIN SIFUNA to bring about a third force, a force of the disgruntled members of either of the parties. So perhaps if you're watching this video and you've not subscribed, take 1 second and subscribe, like this video. Until you catch up again, stay safe and stay blessed.